Rory. For some reason, my phone does not want to turn this into a bloody landscape. But for some stupid reason, that's not working. You may have noticed from the title of this live stream that I am still numb. I had a tooth. I've not long been back from the dentist. I've had a tooth extracted, which wasn't as unpleasant as it sounds actually. But yeah, there's only one person watching at the moment. 2 people watching. I really am not too sure how this works. But we'll see. I mean, at the end of the day, this will end up just being a regular video anyway after I've finished going. I have 3 people watching. Hello. Pokemon, we wish you upload. I am not going to re-upload my hand dryer videos. I've explained why that is never going to happen, because it is, filming in public bathrooms is just a big no-no. And I actually regret that I ever did it. I'm sorry if there is blood coming from my mouth here. I can't do much about that. Alright. It's not actually blood. It's just where a saliva is carrying the remnants of blood out of my mouth. Maybe I should stand like this so you can't see this side of my mouth. Although to be honest, though, those of you who are seeing how funny I sound right now are probably splitting your sides. Anyway, let's get on anyway and do an update video, because anybody who doesn't see this video live will just see it afterwards anyway. Really good news. Yesterday, I passed my restricted driving test. Passed. Which means that I am now legally allowed to drive solo. I'm not going to start going out to find places to film just yet. I need to do some practice runs, need to get used to driving on my own and build up my confidence. Then once I'm confident enough, I'll be able to start going out on my own, and it will open up a whole world of new opportunities for this channel and for my other channel as well, British Kiwi. I am Pokemon Ruby, no. Oh, what the hell have I done? Oh, I've just turned my ringtone off. I said I'm not used to this. No. Yes, Wagodosis, I know the rules of my license. I take driving and the road rules very, very seriously. And you have to, because, when you're a driver, what you essentially have is you have a license to operate a dangerous machine. You are behind the wheel of something that, if not treated with respect and care, could kill you or somebody else. So I always take the rules of the road very, very seriously. It's very, very important. Also, well, I'll tell you what, I'm not going to break the passenger rule because I have no friends because I've no life. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, of course. No, I'm not going to break the rules. And I'm certainly not going to break the home by 10 rule, because, to be quite frank, there's nothing I would be likely to be doing that late at night that would require me to be out past 10 o'clock. I like to be at home in the evening, on the internet, watching telly, playing video games, etc. Anyway, we've been going for nearly 4 minutes, so should we get on to some more points of the video? So obviously the driving's going to open up some new opportunities. I want to film more level crossing videos. I'll be able to drive to those now. There's some new places I want to go to. Sorry about this. And there are places I've always wanted to go and look for things to film, but have not been able to, because public transport to get there has just been too impractical. So it'll be really awesome to be able to go and check out new places. Like, I want to drive to places like Karori and Newlands, etc. And like, also for filming level crossing videos, I want to go to places like Puckaroo Bay, and film the pedestrian level crossing there. That's got the Safe Tran e-bells. And I want to go to the one on the Johnsonville line that's got the EBA e-bells on it, which might be the only ones in New Zealand for all we know. Also, if I have the money to do it, then I'd like to film some car wash videos as well. And also, it's also just going to make going to places like Cutty in the Hutt Valley a heck of a lot easier to do, because I'm not going to be reliant on spending lots of money and 2 hours on public transport to get there when I can drive there in like 20 minutes. I do have my own car. I've had my own car since the end of 2016. I have a white 2003 Holden Barina, and it's a manual. I have done a manual. It's a really nice car. I'm not sure if you can actually see my car, because I think the fence might actually be... Oh, no, you can. There's my car. Car parked. So I haven't taken the L plates off of it yet. I'll worry about that later. Hello, Contalo Mallow, and that's how you say that. Mind you, I can't say anything properly at the moment because I'm still so numb. But yeah. That's my car. I don't know about driving to Masterton. I mean, that's a long drive. And also, to be quite honest, if I were to go to Masterton, I would actually want to do the train, because I mean, as much as I complain about travelling on the train to and from uni every day, that is boring. But I would like to try out the Wairarapa train line. So if I were to do a day trip to Masterton, I would actually probably go by train, just just for the experience. So new opportunities are going to be great. Now, I do want to give a bit of an update on what's happening with the buses. So obviously you would have seen my videos the other week. Hello, the Renee Vlogging and Bus channel. Obviously you would have seen all the videos that I put up a couple of weeks ago from my Hutt Valley trip, with all of the new Transurban vehicles that are now operating over there. I filmed also a Scania and a BCI, and I filmed a little bus comparison video. Well, today's Tuesday, and the bus network for Wellington and Porrirua and Carpety changes over this Sunday on the 15th of July, which is a very special day because it's also going to be my 20th birthday as well, which is going to be great. Cool, bloody hell, 20. Hello, Pokemon Ruby. I have heard of Smash Bros. I'm not really into the sort of games like Super Smash Bros. I do play a lot of Mario games. I love playing Mario games. I don't play much in the way of video games. I mainly play Mario stuff. At the moment, I'm replaying Super Mario Galaxy 2 at the moment. Then after that, I'm going to have another round of Mario Odyssey on the Switch. But anyway, let's get back to the stuff that's related to this channel. I am going to be going out this Saturday, the day before the changeover, just into Porrirua, just to see the last day of Mana operating all of my local bus services. Because obviously Mana Coach Services, I've been a regular passenger on their buses now for 6.5 years, and I've got to know a lot of the drivers really well. So it'd be nice to go and fair work, because a lot of the drivers are moving to Newlands Depot and are staying with the company. And just moving to Newlands Depot. So a lot of the drivers that I've had over the last few years in Porrirua are going to be moving away, or they're going to be leaving the industry. So it'd be nice to go and wish them luck with their future. It's actually not quite the end of Mana Coach Services in Porrirua, because under their under the few routes that they are going to still be operating out of Newlands Depot, one of them is a brand new route that is starting up. Which will be the Route 60, and also an extension of that, which is the 60E. That will run to Porrirua Station, so there will still be a little bit of Mana at Porrirua Station, which is fantastic, I must say. So there will still be a bit of Mana around in Porrirua, and also there might be the odd school bus or something if they do charters or commercially operated runs. So Mana's not going to completely disappear from Porrirua, but Transurban will be taking over certainly my local route and most of the public bus routes around the area, and User Bus will be taking over in Carpety. Actually, while we're on the subject of the buses, shall we talk about the fleets? So obviously we know what Transurban are going to be operating. They currently have the Optare Metro City is the main vehicle that they're using with the Mercedes-Benz engine. They're having 114 in total, a lot of which are already in service. 96 of them are 10-point 8-meter variants, the V1080MC, and they are 33 seaters, and they haven't actually been delivered yet, which is quite worrying. They're also having the V1010MC, which is a shorter 29-seater version that's 10.1 meters long, and they'll be getting 18 of those. That they'll mainly be used in the Hutt Valley on routes 150 and 154, and also a couple of routes in central Wellington as well. In terms of 3 axles, they've got Kiwi-bodied Scania, which I filmed the other week, the K320 UB6, Euro 6. Everything Transurban's bought is from diesels is Euro 6. With the Kiwi Bus Builders body, they're actually only 39 seaters, but they've got a large section by the rear doors that has no seats and is just standing room only. Says that. And then they've also got some BCI City Rider 3 axles, which I think have got like 43, 45 seats as well. And then they've also got the double-decker fleet. There's the 10 electric double-deckers, battery electric. They're made by the Times Electric Company in China, or TEG as they're known, and they have bodies by Kiwi Bus Builders. They had an official opening welcoming ceremony for those vehicles outside Parliament just at the end of last week. But the main bulk of their double-decker fleet is going to be the BCI City Rider D, and they've got around 28 of those BCI double-deckers entering service. So that's the Transurban fleet. NZ Bus haven't got any new vehicles coming in just yet. I don't know exactly what's going on. Apparently it was some muck-up between NZ Bus and the regional council over the confirmation of contracts and stuff, which, to be honest, I'm probably not really at liberty to talk about here, so I won't go into details. But we do know that they are keeping some of their Enviro 200 fleet. They're also keeping all of their 2003 and 2005 MAN 17223s, and they're also keeping all of their Kiwi Bus Builders bodied Scania K280 UB6s, which were built in 2010. As well. A lot of the design line bodied Scanias and non-air conditioned MAN fleet, such as the 2600s and 2300s, will be staying temporarily, but they'll be withdrawn and either sold or moved on to other operations once new vehicles can be replaced them, which will hopefully happen either later this year or early next year. We do know that they are bringing some new Enviro 500 double-deckers into Auckland, and we know that the Regional Council is wanting NZ Bus to bring around 17 double-deckers to Wellington, and it's likely that they'll probably be Enviro 500 as well. As for any new single-deckers they buy, we don't have a clue. NZ Bus are very, very secretive, unlike other bus companies, so it's often next to impossible to know what they're actually buying until they actually do it. Until vehicles start turning up, it's very, very difficult to actually know what NZ Bus are doing because they're so secretive. Oh, I forgot one thing for Transurban. I forgot about this because I only found out yesterday. Transit 390, which is a 2007 MAN 18223, and it's actually one that I filmed. I've been on it a couple of times around replacement. That's been repainted into Metlink livery, and that is going to be their operational spare. So it'll only be out operating Metlink routes as and when it's needed. It's basically just a spare bus that they can use if and when they need it. I don't know if there'll be any more of these older vehicles that are as spares. I only know 390 thus far. That last comment says, I'm surprised you're still doing lifts and buses. I'm never going to stop doing lifts and buses. As long as there is stuff, as long as there are lifts and buses for me to film, I'll keep doing it. And honestly, with all of the new buses that we've got coming into Wellington at the moment, there really isn't a better time than now to be a bus enthusiast in Wellington. Because with all of the changes, we're getting a ton of new stuff, which for some areas will be the first time they've had new buses for several years. So it's a really great time to be a bus enthusiast. And listen, I'm always finding stuff to film lift-wise, whether that be retakes or modernisations or new buildings, and they'll always. I'll film anything if I can. I have a policy of I'll film anything. I don't care if it's a brilliant lift or a crap generic. I will do that. But yeah, I'll keep doing it. But yeah, it is a classic on my channel. Yeah, I I've always, I mean, lifts and buses are my main enthusiasms. They're the reason I started this channel in the first place. Yeah. Anyway, just back to this. Um, User bus are going to be operating right bus street lights. They're operating the 9.6 meter wheel forward variant, but in a 29 seat configuration. But interestingly, they're two door, so a midi bus street light, but with two doors, which is going to be very, very interesting. I'm a little bit skeptical about only using 29 seater buses for all of their carpety services. I still think that they should have brought in a few bigger buses as well, but we'll see what happens. I mean, user bus has been a little bit difficult to predict. So, and lastly, Mana. Well, we know that Mana are keeping the what's left of the 2008 Volvos and 2009 Scanias, and many of them are being repainted. As for the two 2010 Scanias that they've got left, we're not too sure. I believe that those are being retained as well. These vehicles are all being refurbished as well as repainted. Sorry about the blood from my tooth extraction. It's not blood. It's just where there has been some remnants of blood in my mouth and saliva is just leaking it out because I'm still very, very numb on my left-hand side. But yeah, they'll be operating those. They'll also be keeping some of their older Volvos for a while, mostly for school runs, but also as and when they're needed because not all of their new vehicles are going to turn up. We do know, though, that they're going to be bringing in 6 double-decker buses, which will be Alexander Dennis Enviro 500 MMC. They have some Enviro 200 XLBs coming, which, for those of you who aren't familiar with that product, is basically a 3-axle version of the MMC. And they've also got a couple of 2-axle standard size E200 MMCs coming in as well. Some new buses. I mean, it's a requirement of the contract that they bring in X number of new buses for the contract, so that's why there are a number of new vehicles entering the fleet. There is some other bus news as well, but I'm not going to go into that here because I've already been going on this live stream for nearly 20 minutes, and obviously people, people might have other things that they want to do with their day besides listening to me. So I'll just wrap. So I just want to talk about lifts. Obviously, I went and filmed that new building in Lower Hutt while I was there with the new Schindlers. Hi, James Madden. I've also obviously went and filmed that 90s, well, not 90s, it was early 2000s, but that Sigma Eco Disc in Upper Hutt. Thank you so much to Brian for pointing that out while he was here on his visit from the States. He was the one who found it, actually. But so yeah. Now, the only new lift projects I know of at the moment in Wellington is the Wellington Airport car park, which I know is having new Schindler lifts, probably 5500s, which I'm really looking forward to. Wagon Otis has already seen the call fixtures from a distance. Last time I was at the airport, they'd only fitted the doors, they didn't have the fixtures in. So it looks like it's going to be either linear, which if it is, it'll probably be linear 300, because we don't seem to get the linear 100 here very much. Lifts, the new Schindler lifts here are normally either FIGS or linear 300, so it'll probably be one of those two. So yeah, so there'll be new Schindlers at the airport. Otherwise, I don't know. It'll just be a case of what I find. But obviously, with me now being able to drive, I'll be able to go out to places because sometimes you find lifts in places that you never expect. That's why I want to go to places like Karori or Newlands, because you never know when there might be, I don't know, a supermarket with an underground car park I can film a lift in, or maybe a library. Like last year, I think it was around this time last year. Or no, it was around about September time last year. I did a trip on the train up to Carpety, and I went up to Waikanae, and I actually found that their library had a Schindler 3300 lift in it. And I didn't expect to find any lifts in Waikanae. I didn't think Waikanae had any public lifts, but it turns out that it did. It does. So you never know where you're going to find stuff to film. So I just can't wait to get out there and keep exploring. Also, though, in other news, I am back to university again from next week, but I'm only going to be in university mainly, probably only around 3 days a week. So that. Oh, where you go to? He had a smart MRL before it was modded. Okay, actually, where you go? So I don't think that lift is a modernisation. I think it's a replacement. Because I mean, the thing is, smart. If it was a smart MRL, should be able to hear it in the motor. I think it is a 3300, not a mod. Although, having said that, though, the building looks like it's from the 60s or 70s, maybe even older. And smart MRLs were late 1990s. So even if it had a smart MRL, I don't think it was the original lift, unless it didn't have one until they put in the smart. But yeah. Yeah, it probably replaced it. It was years ago since I was there. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it would have been years ago because it's an FIGL 3300, the European style FIGL, whereas obviously new 3300s now. Normally, most new 3300s now are FIGS, and I've been making FIGS 3300s in New Zealand from at least as early as 2014 because that's the oldest. FIGS 3300 I found is 2014. That was the one I found in Napier, which was about 2 years ago now, actually. And I've been doing a 5500 here since at least 2015. No, actually earlier than that, since at least 2014. Blimey, so it's been a good 5 or 6 years. So yeah, so it would have been quite an old replacement, yeah. Yeah. I mean, at least they didn't use keypad floor selection again, because that's just ridiculous. Anyway, we've been going for nearly 22 minutes, so I'll wrap this up. I don't think there's any other lift stuff to do. I'll just have to see what I find when I'm out and about. But yeah, that's it for now, guys. And I just need to work out how to stop this bloody thing. How do you actually stop this? Oh, God. I don't know how to end a live stream. I think I just press the X in the corner. Oh, there we go. Stop streaming. Okay. Bye, everybody.